knife attack, man.
I love it.
Losira needs to get himself together here. This is a very tense moment.
He's got to win 3 in a row here. We're going into Overgrowth, the third map of Match 8 or ZBZ here between Losira and HyuN. We're going to jump into that game right away here, guys. Hold on to your seats. Buckle your seatbelt. Here we go. Up here in the top right, in the blue, he's down 0-2. It is Losira.
The favorite, I'd say by most people's standards in this, having some trouble. Over here, coming from an all-Zerg team, now sponsored by Roccat, doing very well so far, very well prepared for this match, bringing his own monitor to the studio, carrying it here by himself. And something to note about this matchup in general for like these two players and where they're coming from, like HyuN has no one here but himself, really. Like, he's here alone. You know, it could be possibly they just got some fans or for old teammates here cheering him on that we didn't see earlier, but like Losira has Choya as a coach with him. He's coming here with the team, and he's got this guy coming in his booth being like, yo, man, you gotta do this and this and this, or hey, chill out, relax, whereas HyuN's just kind of like solo in this. He looks insanely well prepared, and he's going to go for a pool for respect. They both are on this short rush distance 2-player map. I don't blame him.
Yeah, just being safe. They did this actually in the last game too. Let's see how this one pans out. I wonder what Losira would do here down 0-2. He's got to win 3 in a row. That's such a hard feat, man. You really just do not see that too often.
Yeah. We saw it in Code A the other day with Bomber. He was able to come back, but that's like insanely rare. That
was off the back of Shine's like
predictability
really bad play.
and bad play.
That was just it was hard to watch.
It was, but that's Shine for you. That's what you expect to see in Shine in a best of 5. That's why he sometimes gets out of groups of best of 3s, but you put that into a 5, he's not making it out. Not to take anything away from Shine. Incredible player. Really, really solid.
Just needs a bit more practice. He's definitely like very experienced, and he knows what to do, but at the same time, he just doesn't execute it right.
Yeah, and he just his play doesn't have much depth to it.
Yeah.
I'm not like ever wondering what he's going to do. I'm just wondering like when he's going to do it.
Yeah. When is he going to roll 10 Banelings into a bunch of stuff and then not have it for the push from the Terran? That's the question I was asking yesterday. But Losira, like I said, it's very hard to win 3 in a row, but he's just got to take it one game at a time. That's what you always got to think about. It's just 3 games as if you're playing on the ladder. You got 2 games to look at HyuN's style and be like, okay, I have a better idea of what to expect from you. Maybe I didn't have it from the beginning, but now I just got to calm myself down and try to counter your style, try to adjust my own style to yours.
So, like, there's one thing we can focus on in HyuN's style. There's one thing he consistently did in Games 1 and Game 2. Like, you can really point it out and pick it apart, which is that he did everything in secret. He hid a very important information. Game 1 kills the early Overlord and just hides what he's doing the entire time, fakes him out. He's even like researching +1 for his Zerglings for a little while. I had those Evos at the front, just keeping like kind of what his plans are a bit secret, right? Keeping his Roach count secret a lot of the time by denying those Overlord scouts. In Game 2, avoids Overlords with his Zerglings, comes into the base, gets a snipe off, and then does an attack where Losira just isn't prepared. He doesn't scout it until too late. Speaking of scouting, Losira is going to shut down HyuN's scout here, even using a drone for that one.
Really cool job. I love when Zergs do this. It always pains me when just like one super low Zergling gets in because he just wasn't paying attention. I'm like, oh my god.
It's so
easy and so important to deny that scout. And some Zergs, you know, even at the pro level, they still let it get by. It's really hard to stomach. Lair coming down.
Yeah, this Overlord will get picked off here. On the other hand, HyuN's Overlord will escape the natural. So again, denying more information. There's going to be right back in position here to deny these lings. Oh, well. Thought he was going to block the drones. They will.
That's the trade you get, man. And this is going to scout that lair.
Ooh. Yeah, I feel like if he had just looked for 1 second, he might be able to just block with the drones, but
yeah. And I think your call of that +1 Roach timing is going to come true here, maybe with Roach speed. Just come down the pipe.
That's what I'd expect from HyuN.
Try to knock him out with one strong punch here in game number 3.
Yeah, I expected to see it from him earlier in this series even, but he's just changing it up. There's the +1. The Roach Warren and the Lair are going to line up perfectly together to get that Roach speed.
It just goes back to that like super awesome. You know, the amount of practice, I should say, to put it in a better way, from HyuN here is just very obvious. Kind of what we saw from Zest in the first series.
Yeah. And I'm seeing Overseer Scout, Overlord morphing right now. It's going to check the drone count. He's also going to check, like, making a wall. Are you getting static defense? Like, how do I want to approach this attack? How much do I want to commit to it? Do I want to poke with it at your third base and then just move on to a more macro game, get my +2 for my roaches? Or do I want to go for the kill? He wants to get all this information with this Overseer right now because his timing is really crisp. And what he's going to see is that, in fact, that Losira is doing something very similar. A single evolution chamber and a roach warren and a lair.
At the same time, he's doing it worse. Like, just looking at supplies and just looking at where the upgrades are, everything's a little bit behind.
And part of that goes back to that Overlord snipe earlier on, you know, losing that.
Yeah, it's very true. That's actually probably one of the main reasons why.
Yeah. So, I mean, every little thing counts, in mirror matchups especially.
Part of it is also that HyuN's been up 8 drones for a while. And even making more, it looks like he actually does want to saturate that third base. This is not an all-in out of him. It just looks like a little bit of a timing push.
Yeah, well, I think he's also reacting slightly to the fact that his opponent's doing almost the same thing as him, but like you said, like a little bit behind, a little bit worse, you could almost argue. So he sees these roaches here, too, with the Overseer, and he's like, nah, I'll just hold your push if you're going to do that. Then I'll have everything better than you.
Yeah. We just got a great shot there of the resources being mined, and that really just shows it to you in straight-up numbers. Like, you can look at the drones and stuff, but it shows, like, HyuN currently is getting about 150 more minerals per minute. And
you're going to see his on the production.
More gas.
Yeah, and on the production tab, you're going to see he's making more roaches because of this. Yep. Just going to poke here. He's like just trying to get into Losira's head a little bit. He's actually going to find a drone or two here with 3 roaches. You can one-shot a drone. Going to get 2 of those and then get out. There you go. Doesn't even lose anything. Forces drones to be remade while he just makes more and more roaches. More overlords on the way. So massively ahead in drones and in roach count. He's already like almost won the game.
Yeah.
He's on track to win it as long as
this is what happens in mirror matchups where like just the small tiny little things will get you ahead. It's just very apparent in this game. Like they're making the exact same compositions, the exact same upgrades, but yet HyuN is ahead.
Yeah, you're a rich corporation. You want to buy out a company. You can do that because you have more money. Like same principles applying here, man. Like you got more money and you're making the same product. Guess what? You're going to be able to make more of it. And that's what we're going to see here. He's going to go ahead and take this engagement. He already has enough roaches walking across the map even to take this engagement.
Oh my God, he's getting drones over there at the same time. Losira very confidently fights this, but he's totally losing. He makes a round of 11 drones while he's losing all of these roaches.
Oh, yeah, he's just not aware of where he's at in this game. He lost his Overlord Scout.
He looks rattled, man.
He's totally rattled, man. His jimmies are rustled, man. He is not happy. He just got 3-0'd by HyuN. Oh my God.
After that fight was going down, he just like sat back in his chair and just like took a big gulp. I saw he's like, oh crap. This is actually happening to me.
He survives and he keeps the drone count even, but the next wave of roaches is still the problem. He's just going to take another trade here. This time at the third base, instead of, like, I think HyuN thought he was going to win the game there. He's going to win the game here by forcing him to either abandon the space and lose the game that way or fight at the space and lose. Like, it's lose-lose either way here for Losira. He needs a miracle. And he doesn't have any upgrades on the way. HyuN has taken the gold base, so he doesn't have to commit here. He has both upgrades coming in. The 2-1, whereas Losira is just sitting at +1 right now.
I think HyuN knows like he won a gigantic fight, but he can't exactly choke him out just yet. So instead of just trying to kill him with blunt force, he's just going to get more ahead.
He's just trying to be safe.
You know, the typical strategy, Rant.
Yeah.
You know, when you're ahead, get more ahead, and that's exactly what he's doing. HyuN really impressing me today, playing quite well.
He's just essentially saying like, this is my game to lose, and I'm not going to lose it.
Yeah.
Losira's going to see this gold base, and there's nothing he can do about it. He's actually going to lose that Overlord.
in the booth. Cry when he gets home.
I feel bad for him here, but HyuN has clearly prepared better.
Yeah.
He is prepared insanely well. This is a great. This is actually possibly the best prepared series, I think, in my opinion, that I've seen so far in this tournament. Like, there is some insane preparation going on here. Losira is going to roach versus roach here and die.
Yeah. HyuN kind of going for an anti-timing, attacking right before his 2 upgrades hit, but it just doesn't matter. He just has more roaches here.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to do it. HyuN's going to 3-0 Losira, the Pro League monster. He's going to totally shut him out here. Losira not looking like he could have taken any of those games. Maybe the first one was the closest, but
GG.
He gets knocked out 0-3. A couple of 3-0s here today so far, and a couple of really prepared players.
HyuN looked 112 times more prepared than Losira in this best of 5.
Yep. Well put. I think that's the right number there. 112 times.
Like, just slightly more than 100 times more prepared. Losira, I think Losira just thought he was going to come here and bang out some ZVZs with his mechanics, but he just got thrown for a curveball, man. Every single
embarrassed,
way.
Actually. He's kind of chuckling to himself because he's embarrassed, I can tell. He's like, oh, well, this is awkward.
Oh, boy. Well, we didn't even get to see merry-go-round or Deadwing. HyuN is, for the first time in a long time, going to be in the round of 16 of a Premier League tournament here in Korea.
He was our dark horse here in the round of 32, him and, like, Hurricane, I guess, and both of them make it through. They're going to go on to the round of 16, and I'm really curious to see both of those guys' next matchups here and see if they can actually push it further. Both of them looking, outstanding in their series. And as long as they prepare as well as they did for the round of 24, I guess we're calling it here, the challenge matches, they should be doing just fine. Looking quite good.
Insanely good. And the other thing about this for HyuN is he never looked overconfident for a moment. In fact, like I said earlier, I felt like he looked really stressed out today. He prepared so hard.
Yeah.